This morning I woke up wondering how I was going to get relief from the feelings of anxiety that I was having. Sitting cross-legged at my altar, I turned my attention inwards. I felt the fire burning in my chest as I listened to what message was going to bubble up this time. Images flashed across my mind of my bare feet touching the earth, my long white skirt blowing in the wind up on the hills where I usually find peace and serenity. And that is when I knew what I was going to be wearing that day and what I was going to be doing. So I woke up this morning with really bad anxiety and I was in quite a low mood, and I thought it would be a good idea to come outside and just earth for a day. Get my little toes out, go for a dog walk and just wear no shoes the whole way and see how I felt. Feels really nice, to be honest. I did sting myself once on a stinging nettle, which was completely my fault because I was not being conscious. I was focusing on filming and then I missed the stinging nettle and I got a little sting, but it's not too bad. Earthing just really teaches me to be present, and it kind of forces you to be in your body, because you have to be really aware of what you're stepping on all the time. Otherwise, you could get hurt or step in some cow shit. I think that nature can teach us so much about ourselves, about the creator, the source that we come from, the patterns in nature that just show up, whether it's the similarity between our veins and the branches of a tree, or the way that there's spirals all throughout nature. There's a spiral when the water goes down the plug hole. But what I love about connecting with nature the most is how calm I feel when I'm out here and I look at this beauty, and I just feel so grateful that I'm actually able to be here and experience this right now. Just being in this dimension, whatever this dimension is, because sometimes I feel a little bit like, what is this? Where are we? And sometimes when I just sit here and I'm looking at this hill of greenery with my dogs, the sound of the birds just calms my soul, and it just makes me feel so good. So if you haven't been out in nature today, this is my invitation to you to get out into nature and get your feet out, get your feet in the soil, because it really can just have such an impact on our nervous system, how we feel. And I feel that so deeply. I kind of forgot how good it makes me feel, and I think that can happen with our self-care practices as well. If I haven't meditated in a few days, then I can forget how good it actually makes me feel and the effect that it actually has. There's also something really poetic about earthing, which I want to share. When we're stepping on gravel and it feels kind of uncomfortable and it's not the nicest feeling, kind of painful, it reminds me of when you're going through a tough time in life, but it never lasts. At some point you're going to find some warm grass to put your feet in, and that warm grass feels so much better under your feet when you have been treading on that painful, and as I said it, I walked on that painful rock that you have to be extra conscious whilst treading it. But it just makes those easier times that much more enjoyable. Grounding has a really big link with anxiety. I know that in the chakra system, the root chakra is related to grounding, and if we're not grounded, we can feel really anxious or overwhelmed and unstable. One thing that I've really been hearing about a lot is our relationship to the earth is a reflection of our relationship to ourselves. I mean, we're literally made out of the earth elements. We eat the earth. We're made out of, like, is it 70% water? I keep hearing. You know, we need air to breathe and to be alive. We need fire from the sunlight and warmth. We literally are the earth. We came from earth. We're made out of the same minerals that make up the earth. Like, we need the earth more than the earth needs us. And as I get more conscious of the kind of person that I want to be, I'm constantly, like, reminded of how much I want to live in harmony with the earth and not destroy it or take it for granted or abuse it. And I think it can be really difficult to do that in this, like, era that we're living in, because of the way that systems are set up and the food system is set up. And I think it's just, like, finding those new ways. And even if something is difficult, something really amazing can be born from, like, the most challenging situations. So I think that taking one step at a time and being conscious of those little mini changes that we want to make in our lives to be more rooted in how our soul wants to express is how I want to live my life and how I want to continue to grow. And I also think that the relationship that we have with ourselves is a direct reflection of the relationship that we have to others, our family and our friends. And if we're not listening to ourselves, then to what extent are we actually listening to others and the earth? Tell me some ideas that you guys have been having recently. Like, is there any ideas that you get related to the earth or how you want to relate to the earth? Let me know in the comments below. But that is it for today's video, guys. I invite you to subscribe and I would really appreciate it if you did. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. So bye.